I guess.
There was some stuff happening last week we didn't talk about.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it was happening.
Yeah. Hey, guys, and welcome to episode 197 of the Game of Death podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and with me tonight, it's just Caleb. No Hollow Blade again.
I'm Dawn.
No Dawn. Dawn's
Oh, I guess I'm just Caleb.
You're just Caleb.
Just Kyle.
Just Kyle. What's going on, buddy?
Not too much. Just playing lots of games, doing lots of work. You know, same old.
Lots of games. Your PS4 died.
No, I got it working again. I figured it out.
What was wrong?
I don't know, but apparently it's a thing that happens, and I had to go into safe mode and unplug everything and change sockets and press down on the back of the PS4 for some reason, and now it works.
Oh,
Some to do with the power thing in the back.
So when are we going to play some Nioh together?
We can play some Nioh sometime. You can also play some Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, but I want to play Nioh. Like, that's all I'm playing right now.
So much Nioh. We can play Nioh sometimes. There's always Nioh.
I'm like at level
Nioh?
125, I think, right now.
Nice. Wait, 125?
125.
Or 225?
125.
Oh, I thought you said you were like 180 when you beat it.
No, the last level is 185. Is level 185. But
oh.
The final... That game's really hard until you get to the end of the game.
Oh. And then it's not that hard?
You fight the last level before the prologue level. You fight four bosses that you had fought previously to gain access to the boss of the level.
Okay.
And then the boss of the level is actually 3 different bosses, and none of them are very hard.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
I guess that works.
Kelly, who you fight at the end of the game because he's the main antagonist, is probably one of the easiest fights I've ever done.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is that dumb?
Yeah, he blocks and then tries to grab you, and then he has this giant opening that's like 3 seconds long that you're just like, oh, I guess I just kick your ass now. It's cool.
That works. All right.
And then the very final boss is a giant creature, but it has very low defense, and it just shoots projectiles at you. So you just kind of beat the shit out of it, and then you're like, oh, look, I win.
All right.
Hey, John.
John's here?
Yeah, John's here.
What's going on, John?
But we were talking before the show that we have no idea what the hell we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, there's some kind of stuff going on in the news. There was some stuff last week we didn't get a chance to talk about.
Was there stuff last week?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now because it was a week ago. I mean, I guess we could talk about games and stuff that we're playing. By the way, there's a sale on PSN right now for Critics' Choice-esque games, which is not a great sale, but it's a decent sale. And there are actually some pretty... The what?
I bought Inside for $8.
You got Inside for $8. I bought Enter the Gungeon for $7.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, this game is really good, actually. It was a lot of fun. And that's pretty cool. There's lots of good games coming out. I just picked up... I'd pre-ordered an indie game called Night in the Woods that dropped on Tuesday, and I've been playing that.
Oh, that was the game that you pre-ordered that dropped on Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's really good. And
that's the game about the fox or the cat.
The cat girl, the anthropomorphic cat girl.
You made me watch that trailer, and that game doesn't look interesting to me.
The game looks super fun. It is super fun. It's a good game.
It gave me like a Psychonauts, but not quite Psychonauts vibe.
They're good dogs, Brent.
Whatever.
It is a good game. It is a side-scrolling platformer adventure game with random mini games thrown in here and there for comedic and interesting effect. And then Nier, which I also have pre-ordered, Nier Automata, which I hope you guys are excited for, some of you out there, comes out Tuesday, this next Tuesday.
Stop talking about that game. That's not the game people care about that's coming out on Tuesday.
Nier Automata's so good.
Yes, But Horizon comes out the same day and has gotten high 9s from everybody.
Everyone should be talking about Nier instead. Nier is the best.
That game is supposedly, like, fucking awesome from what everybody is saying.
I saw some decent reviews here and there.
Some decent reviews? Like, go on Metacritic. It got like one mediocre review from, like, USA Today.
It got like a 7.5 on Destructoid.
Did it get a 7.5? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I
think Game Informer gave it an 8.5. Most of the rest were like 9, so which is interesting.
See, now I gotta go to Metacritic.
Where's the review on the Game Informer? Oh, Game Informer's Night in the Woods review came out.
Yeah, what'd they give it?
8.75.
Alright, Horizon Zero Dawn's got an 88 right now on Metacritic.
8.75 on Game Informer. Alright.
Yeah, we're on the eve of Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a super anticipated game.
Of Horizon Nier Automata.
Nier Automata, which you're really excited for. But we're also on the precipice of the Nintendo Switch.
We are. That comes out the week right after, right?
It comes out the Friday.
Oh, it comes out... Oh, shit, it comes out next Friday. It comes out next Friday, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I completely forgot. I knew it was the 3rd. For some reason, they just didn't register that was next week.
Yeah, that's why I said I have 3 days to play Horizon.
Alright.
Because
that's
I don't,
cool, I guess.
As much as I love Nintendo, it's not the Switch that I care about, but Zelda comes out the same day.
Why didn't it come out earlier on the Wii U? I feel like that's
because it's the new Twilight Princess.
But Twilight Princess came out late on the GameCube, I think.
I thought it came out the same day as the Wii.
I think it was like a week or two late.
Was it?
Yeah, it was total bullshit because I had that game pre-ordered like 2 years in advance, and I was pissed.
I played that game on GameCube, even though I already owned a Wii.
Yeah, but it's okay because the game was better to play on GameCube than on Wii, so it worked out okay.
Dude, it launched on the Wii on November 19th, and on the GameCube on December 11th.
Yeah, it was horseshit. I was very mad.
Oh, I don't know why I don't remember that. Probably because I wasn't really that excited for the Wii version, so it's just like, I remember picking up the Wii, and then I remember selling my Wii for a lot of money, like, the next day.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you get it the day of and then sell it on eBay? Are you that guy?
I didn't sell it on eBay. I worked at GameStop at the time.
Okay.
I pre-ordered my Wii, like, the minute they announced that you could pre-order it at GameStop, and then a guy came in who really, really wanted one of our regular customers who was super rich, and he was like, yo, I'll give you $800 for your Wii. And I said, sure, it's still sealed in the trunk of my car. Here.
Oh.
And then the next time we got a shipment of Wii's in, I bought one.
Oh, buyer's remorse for that guy.
Yeah, he probably really enjoyed Wii Bowling and the Katana game.
Did he enjoy it $800 worth? I hope so.
I don't know. That's like the Nintendo Switch. People are like, oh, you can buy it on eBay right now for like $700. I should do it. And I'm like, nah, just wait like, you know me, I'm normally the launch guy, and I'm like, nah, just wait on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait like a month and see if
You're gonna wait a month.
And see if, yeah, as soon as they not, like, well, people were, this is the same thing that happened with the, what was it, the NES Classic for the holiday season last year.
You mean the discontinued NES Classic?
No, I think they're printing more, but, like, they just had very low stock everywhere, even online, so they sold out in, like, 10 seconds, and nobody got them except for, like, a select few, and everyone was pissed.
Nintendo has announced that they've discontinued it.
Oh my fucking god! Why would you do that? That's not how you run business. It's not how that works. God damn it, Nintendo.
I don't know, but my big thing was, why would you ever buy an NES Classic when you can just buy a Raspberry Pi for roughly the same price and put an emulator on it?
Because it's easier, and it's really aesthetically pleasing, and it's kind of cool in its own way.
Yeah, but then you get to build your own NES.
Yeah, and I get that argument, and people have said that a lot, and that's fine. But this isn't for like the average person who's going to do that. That's for someone who just wants like a nice little aesthetically pleasing thing that they can shove on the shelf and play every once in a while. Like,
well, that's my thing. Like,
different, totally different. You're talking about two totally different markets.
I'm talking about between me and you. Like,
okay.
I'm not being like, oh, everybody should go out and just Raspberry Pi and emulate
Okay.
everything. I'm talking like me and you talking about it. Like,
Okay.
I've wanted to just get a Raspberry Pi and then, get some molding plastic and, build an NES casing for the Raspberry Pi and buy those USB NES controllers and be like, hey, look, I have every single NES game ever. Hooks up through HDMI in the back of my TV, and it looks like an NES. Here you
And
go.
it looks like an NES.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. It is a cool idea. I don't know. I liked the NES Classic idea. I still think it's dumb. When did they discontinue it, by the way? I thought they were going to make more.
Online about it. Nintendo NES Classic discontinued.
I don't understand.
Oh, now they've come out. They came out. When is this from? This is from January. That says that they haven't. But I read earlier this week that they announced that they had.
That they were making more. There's going to be another run.
Yeah, as of February 13th, it's soon to be discontinued.
It's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can see you can drive up demand super hard for a product and then stop selling it. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get what they're doing. And now I'm kind of mad because I'm probably never going to get one.
You can buy one for like $150 off of like Craigslist.
I'm not going to do that. I want to pay $40 like they offered in the first place.
It was $60.
I think wasn't it 40 and then like 10 or 20 for controllers?
No, I thought it was 60.
I thought it was originally like 40 or 50, and then the controllers increased the price, obviously.
Yeah, you can buy it off of Amazon right now for $150.
Yeah, see, I don't want to pay $150 if
plus
the options shipping. If the options are pay $150, then fuck yeah, I'm gonna build my own Raspberry Pi thing. Like this wasn't the point. I don't understand what they're doing. This doesn't serve anybody other than people who collect and these things on their own. Like, this doesn't help Nintendo at all. How is this a good thing? All right, enough about the stupid NES Classic. Now I'm mad. What else is going on in the gaming world?
Oh, gaming world? I don't know. I bought new beard oil this week.
That's not video games.
I know, but I told the guy that I'd give him a shout out because I really, really liked this new oil that I got.
Does it help you play video games?
No, it makes my beard smell like cinnamon.
A type of cinnamon that's in video games?
Yeah, totally. But
it's trying to tie this back into video games. Damn it.
It's a new scent by groomlycare.com. It's called Relax. It's like a sweet cinnamon scent. Most of the beard oils I've tried kind of smell medicinal. They're like toothpaste, or like I've been chewing a pack of gum for an hour.
Ew.
This is kind of like a subtle sweet scent that lingers for a little bit and then kind of disappears. And then when the wind hits your beard just the right way,
okay, we're done. We're done with your beard oil commercial. You get this like podcast is about. So you get this next week. Are you gonna buy this?
You get this awesome like smell of it later on.
That's cool. So, New Mankind Divided DLC just came out for people who like that. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Talk about your beard oil.
No, I just wanted to say you guys should head over to groomlycare.com and pick up a bottle. They got awesome other scents too, like Forest, which smells like wood and lumberjacks and makes you smell manly.
Do they have gun?
They don't have gun. They have
gun.
They have a mint one. They have tea tree oil, which smells like tea tree oil, which I don't like. I think it smells like doctor's office.
Okay.
But they're really good, and I definitely recommend you guys go over there. Their shipping's really quick. They also have like awesome other products, but their new scent is Relax. It launched like 2 or 3 days ago, and it's amazing. If you have a beard, keeps my beard feeling nice and soft, and it keeps it nice and healthy. So groomlycare.com, guys, check it out.
What do you think the overlap is between the overlap between people who play video games a lot and people who buy beard oil? I have no idea. I'm just asking hypothetically. I'm not implying anything. It's just a funny thing.
I would say that there would be an overlap because a lot of hipsters play video games, and most hipsters have beards.
Do they though? Do they play like modern new games, or do they play classic games and they're all retro-y and collectors and stuff?
I don't know. I know a lot of gamers that have neck beards.
I the best oil for your neck beard. I mean, I don't know, that's fine. If you got a neck beard, it's got to smell good too, I suppose.
Yeah, you don't want it to smell like rotten cheese doodles and Mountain Dew all the time. Sometimes you want it to smell beautiful, like
Yes,
cinnamon sugar and
rotten cheese doodles. Is that what yours smelled like before you got this really nice oil?
no. Before I got this really nice oil, my wife hated the smell of my beard.
Oh,
Like, hated the smell of my beard because
Dude,
I had
it
other
smell?
because
Is that a thing?
I had other beard oils, and you want to put the beard oil because my beard is now starting to get really long, and it's starting to get really itchy, like stupid itchy, at times because the hair just dries out the skin underneath it, and the hairs kind of feels like pubes if you don't take care of it.
I never thought about the details of beard care.
I didn't either until I started growing one. And then I was like, oh, look at all this shit that you do and should do to your beard. Like, they make specific beard brushes so that you don't pull the essential oils off of the hair. So that your hair doesn't, like,
Huh.
get all brittle and split-endy.
Okay.
But I was using other beard oils, but my wife hated the smell of them. They were, like, super strong. And like I said, they smelled really. A lot of them smelled really medicinal. And then a while ago, Groomly did a thing on Reddit where they had a coupon code where they'd send you a free sample of like a little vial of something, and I took them up on the offer and got a bottle of the new scent that wasn't out at the time called Relax. And the first time I wore it, my wife was like all into like sniffing up my beard, and I was like, "This is chill." Like,
Sniff
so
up that beard.
I had to go out and buy the big bottle when it came out. It was $18.
$18.
$18 plus $3 shipping, so came to like $22, $23.
Okay.
And they accept PayPal, which is nice.
If you want women to still like sniffing your beard. All right.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say because I'm really happy, and I had a little bit of problem when I did my order, and I talked to the guy, and the guy listened to the podcast, and I told him I'd give him a shout out on the podcast because I really like the beard oil. You know, I don't like to shout out products that I don't actually like. Like, we shout out Amazon all the time because I love Amazon, and then there's times where we shit on Amazon because sometimes Amazon's a piece of shit.
Sometimes Amazon is a piece of shit.
So I wanted to make sure I got that in. What were you saying about Mankind Divided DLC? Is it gonna keep the story going?
Mankind Divided has a DLC. I was just about to read about it. So they released the DLC a few months ago that looked pretty interesting, but it was a story. It was like a side story based thing that took place at some point prior to the main game. I think I don't remember exactly, but
let me ask you a question. How does Mankind Divided and Human Revolution tie into each other?
So Mankind Divided is technically a direct sequel. It takes place 2 years later. It basically took everything that had all the issues that people had with Human Revolution and just fixed all of them.
I'm not talking about gameplay wise. I'm talking about story wise.
Oh yeah, I mean, so story wise, it's really good too. I mean, I liked Human Revolution's story. I thought it was not amazing, but it was interesting. Mankind Divided is better, but it kind of ends unexpectedly because it sounds like they were trying to make one large game, and then I guess Square Enix stepped in and made them stop and cut it into 2 games. And so it kind of ends abruptly story-wise, and you're like, what the hell just happened? That is my only problem with the game of all the of issues I may have with it. That's the only thing that really stood out. Other than that, it's great. But that is obviously something to keep in mind if you're going to buy it. And now it sounds like Square Enix is working on, or what was it? What was the company that made it? Was it Eidos?
Is it Eidos or is it Crystal Dynamics? Is Crystal Dynamics even still around anymore?
Crystal Dynamics is still around. Let me double check. But they got pulled off of it. It was Eidos Montreal that made it, and they got pulled off of it so that they could do Marvel games, I guess.
Are they the ones working on the Marvel games?
They and I think Crystal Dynamics. No, not who made Tomb Raider? Is that
Crystal Dynamics?
Is it Crystal Dynamics? The new ones?
I thought that was Crystal Dynamics. I'll look it up for you.
But so both of those companies are now owned by Square Enix, and because Square Enix did that, it has that Marvel partnership. They're making these 2 companies that are obviously very, very experienced make the Marvel games, which is exciting for that, but kind of depressing that they cut out this story halfway through and they're just gonna be done with it for a while, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, so that's disappointing. I don't know how many other people were excited for that, but...
Yeah, developed by Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
Published by Microsoft Studios.
So now, yeah. So that's what happened.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering, because I know that you were really into those Deus Exis games.
I like the Deus Ex games.
I don't like Brown and Gold that much.
Mankind Divided is not Brown and Gold. I think the deluxe edition is for sale. Is on sale for pretty cheap now during that the Critics' Choice sale I mentioned. Not super cheap, but decently cheap. I think the original is like $20, which is super worth it.
I'm getting I feel a little bit dirty because there's a game that keeps going on sale, and I really want to play. I really want to buy it just to play the online component, and that's GTA.
I've thought about that a couple times too. I've ranted a lot about not liking GTA 4 and playing GTA 5 and kind of having fun, but not liking it enough to buy it. But it seems like a genuinely fun online game. But whenever it's on sale, it's still like $40.
It was on for $30 like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, was it?
And I was gonna pick it up, and then I was like,
"It came out 2 years ago."
my problem with that is, I don't want to pick up GTA Online unless I have friends that are going to be playing it as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that game would be fun by yourself.
Yeah, probably not. Not as fun.
Yeah. I'll be playing the Wildlands beta, Ghost Recon Wildlands beta this weekend with the Geeky Antic Squad.
They got you into the.
Well,
you said
it's open beta.
Oh, okay. That game looks interesting. I mean, I like Ghost Recon. I don't know how I feel about the open world, but I guess we'll see.
I love Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter is the game that got me into playing competitive shooters.
Oh, okay.
So to play a new Ghost Recon now after what was the one with the gun swap? I bought that game and I hated it.
The gun swap.
Remember they were like, and look at this gun. They kept showing off the gun swap technology at all the press events.
I don't honestly remember. I think I played the first Ghost Recon, but I never played any of the other ones. It was like Advanced Warfighter and Advanced Warfighter 2.
Yep, those were the Xbox 360, PS3 ones.
Yeah, I just not on my radar.
I'm trying to think of what it was. Was it just Ghost Recon? Was it just called Ghost Recon? It might have just been called Ghost Recon. What is it? Future Soldier. That's the one I'm thinking of. Future Soldier.
Future Soldier.
Yeah. They're showing off like weird, like, hey, look, you can like use the Kinect to swap your guns. And they're like moving their hands around on the screen, and I was like, this looks dumb as fuck.
Did you ever play it? Was it dumb as fuck?
Yeah, it was dumb as fuck. I played it. I didn't like it. 2012. Final Fantasy 15, Gladios DLC, new info, standalone pricing.
Yeah, I've heard it's only $5, which is actually nice. I don't know how substantial it is. I haven't really looked into it too much. Are you getting any of the DLC for Final Fantasy 15?
Maybe. Like, I wanna. My thing is, I like 15. I like 15 a lot. I like the gameplay a lot.
Yeah.
It sounds like the episodes are gonna focus on a single bro dude.
Yeah.
Because it's episode Gladios, episode Ignis, episode Prompto, and then there's a multiplayer expansion called Comrades.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a multiplayer one. So this one is about Gladiolus when he goes off and leaves the party for a while at one point halfway through the game for an unexplained reason.
Right, and that's why I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to play it, because one of the biggest draws is the most fun I have playing Final Fantasy 15 is when I'm with the bro dudes, and like we're the entourage of Final Fantasy 15. And when you are when they strip your party members away from you for story reasons in that game, it's not as fun, and that makes me a little off put by this.
Yeah, like, by the concept of selling that story piece to you as
right.
DLC.
Right. It's like Gladio is gonna go off. Gladio leaves the party at some point in the story, and that's when that's gonna focus on. There's a point in the story where Prompto falls off a train, and that's gonna be his story. And then there's a story element where Ignis leaves the party, and that's gonna be his story element. And like, it'll be nice to know what happened, because those are very large plot holes. Like, when Ignis leaves the party, he comes back and something terrible has happened to him. And you're like, oh. How the fuck did that happen? So, it's kind of like to fill in some of those plot holes, or, fill in some of the plot is nice. I just don't know what... I want to see what the gameplay is going to be like before I say, yeah, I'm going to buy some.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still want to get the platinum in that game. I'm 2 trophies away.
Yeah, dang. Oh, I haven't touched that game in a month and a half.
You're also only like 20 minutes into that game.
Nah, I'm like pretty decent chunk into it. It's a fucking long game.
It can be. I know people that have beaten that game in 16 hours.
This is something I did want to talk about, actually, that is relevant to games and news, sort of. I wanted to tell you this yesterday, but we were talking about other stuff. Somebody beat Nioh in an hour and a half.
Yeah?
That is a thing that happened. There's a video of it online. I haven't watched it myself, but apparently it's just totally batshit insane.
Well, I could see that happening because it's really easy. Like, if you know where you're going in Nioh, it's very easy to run right to the boss rooms.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. But I mean, if you're not like level, I guess if you're just, I mean, people do similar things for Dark Souls. I just never understood how, with a game that seems like, I guess the levels aren't necessarily that important for your character as much as you knowing how to play the game. But it seems like Nioh has a much more stronger emphasis on that than Dark Souls does, which is why I was surprised that he could just like tear through it. 'Cause, especially with like the loot aspect. I guess if you're just getting the loot or just using the loot that the bosses give you, it kind of makes sense, but it just feels like there's so many more pieces to the puzzle that would make it much harder to do than Dark Souls, but I haven't watched the video, so I don't know.
I'd have to watch that.
Yeah. I'll send you the link after this, but yeah, it's supposedly ridiculous.
I want to roll a new character really bad in Nioh.
Already? Did you start New Game Plus?
Yeah. But the problem with rolling a new character is supposedly there's a glitch where if you start a new character, it deletes your old save.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so I'm afraid to start a new character right now until the glitch is fixed.
Ooh. Okay, that makes sense.
Because there's a bunch of gear in that game that gives you unarmed damage. So as long as you don't have a weapon equipped, you deal more damage. And I want to play that game unarmed.
Wait, there's a weapon that makes you do more damage.
There's a bunch of equipment that gives you unarmed damage.
Oh.
And it's one of the stats that you can roll on almost every piece of equipment. And I really want to play through that game unarmed. So just punching everything to death.
That sounds super interesting. There's apparently some kind of there's some kind of covenant that does that in Dark Souls 2.
Oh, really?
Where you get super high damage for just using plain fists, like apparently above and beyond what you would normally get if you just had the fist weapon and you had the metal knuckles, the cestus, and you just upgraded that. Like apparently you just do more damage overall wearing nothing on your hands. I was thinking about trying that. I don't know if it's as crazy as Nioh without anything. That seems super interesting. I don't know, but can you even get like skills and stuff if you're like if you're just no-handed?
Well, I'd put them in like I'd do ninjutsu stuff, but I wouldn't be able to use pretty much any of the skills, like the weapon skills.
Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Well, that is interesting. There's a lot of... I've heard that New Game Plus is really cool, though, in that game. And there's a lot of stuff to check out during it. So the Berserk Warriors game came out, by the way.
To mediocre reviews.
Yeah, it looks like it got decent reviews, nothing amazing. Which seems fine. I'm sure if you really like Berserk, you're probably happy with the game, I suppose.
There's no co-op. That's why I will not be buying this game.
There is no co-op.
There is no co-op.
Nioh's getting a free PvP update in April.
April. Yeah.
So for people who really like their PvP, which was a hidden, kind of a tucked away aspect of Dark Souls 2, or Dark Souls in general. Not as much in the third one or the second one, but that is the thing that's happening.
I'm really excited because I have a really fun time taking down Reavers.
Yeah.
Revenants.
Wait.
Revenants. Dead people.
Which game are we talking about?
Nioh.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, they are fun. I don't think they give you as much souls as they probably should, but they're fun.
They give you a shit ton of honor, though. Like glory, and glory is amazing.
Do they? I should probably do that more then.
How far are you? Have you gotten to the hidden tea house? Gotten the ability to go to the hidden tea house yet?
I don't think so. I'm doing... I didn't get super far. I'm going pretty slow. I finished the cave mission where you had to fight the Batgirl, and then I did all the missions in there, and then I went back to the first area so that I could do the Twilight version of the first mission, and that's what I'm on right now.
Well, when you go back, that Twilight mission won't be there anymore.
Well, I'm in the Twilight mission right now.
Oh, you're in the Twilight mission. Okay. Then it won't switch for you. Okay.
No, I glitched it by getting into the mission. I guess they only open at night? Is that how it works?
They switch every day at 1 a.m. Eastern
Okay.
time.
Well, I got into the mission, and then every time I leave the game, I literally just... I just put the console on rest, and then whenever I come back, I'm still saved inside the mission.
Right, inside the mission. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they can't stop me now. And it's interesting. This game is going to take me quite a while, probably, just because I'm very slow and methodical, which is why I like Dark Souls, because it kind of rewarded doing that. So I don't mind doing it in this game either. It's just going to take me a while to get there.
Right. It took me, like I said, it took me about 40 hours to do it, and I also went very slow and found almost all the Kadamas in all the levels. I had to go back to find like one or two of them, and made sure I collected all the guardian spirits. And it sounds like you die more often than I did, which is weird.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you're like, oh, I'm level 40 because I die a lot, but I just always go back and get my souls, and I'm like, I didn't die that often.
Oh shit.
And I think that's why I was underleveled. Like, I played with another buddy who was getting ready to leave the first area, and he's like level 55. And I'm like, I was level 55 in the third area.
He's getting ready to leave where? This first area?
The very first area. Not the first level, but the first area. He's about to take the boat to the second, to like mainland Japan.
Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely not there. I don't know when that happens, but it probably won't be for a little bit.
You're almost there. There's only 3 main missions in the first area.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not doing too bad. What level am I, actually? I'm level 38.
But my thing with that is, it doesn't matter what level you are, because the gear that drops is specific to the level that you're in.
That seems to be true for the most part.
Like, you're not gonna... You could be level 100, but I go back to a level 5 area, and all the enemies will only drop level 5 items for me.
Yeah. So I'm not super overwhelmingly powerful, because I'm still working with whatever gear they give me. But, in general, I mean, it's I don't know. I like to put a lot of... I mean, one of the reasons I like these games a lot is just working on my build. So I don't really mind farming too much, whether it's accidental or purposeful, because I like taking the time to put points carefully into stuff and see how it changes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I'm fine with it right now.
It's probably my favorite part of Nioh is every time I'm high level. I'm not even like super high level. There are people that are like level 250, 300, 700. But like even at the level that I'm at now, I'm like it takes me time, and there's like 4 skills that I'm kind of concentrating on, and I'm like, do I put this in spirit? Do I put this in body? Do I put this in skill? Do I want to put this in stamina? Like, those are my 4 main areas that I've concentrated on throughout the game. And every level, it's kind of a struggle for me to decide where I want to put that point in. Especially now when every level costs me 800,000 armorita. So...
that is a lot.
Yeah. In New Game Plus, not so bad, because the little shitty enemies, like the little trash things, give you like 80,000 experience points.
I guess that's not terrible.
No. The big problem that I'm having though right now with Nioh is, the missions go up to like level like 200 and 400 and 300, but the items that you can pick up cap at 150.
Oh, really? That's...
yeah, so you can't find any items higher than level 150.
Even in, like, the New Game Plus modes?
Everything is level 150 once you get to New Game Plus. Nothing will drop below 150.
Oh, then I guess everything just entirely depends on your build, which is okay, but that's still kind of strange.
Which, I actually kind of like that it's no longer... It's not a gear check at that point, it's a skill check. Like, New Game Plus, whereas the regular game, it's like, oh, if you have a really good weapon and decent enough armor and you're kind of decent at the game, you can kind of brute your way through the game. But when you hit New Game Plus, it's all about skill. Because trash kills you in 2 hits. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. It kills you in 2 hits.
That's kind of fun. Okay, well, that's cool.
It's
trash kills you in 2 hits in the hard version, in New Game Plus.
In New Game Plus, if you're not wearing, I don't wear heavy armor. I wear light armor. I'm wearing the red demon armor because I'm a spear build.
Okay.
I'm a elemental damage spear build with no ninjutsu or onmyo.
Or onmyo.
Onmyo, is that how you say it?
Magic. I guess so. Yeah. I've been putting some of my skills into Dex and Magic just so I can use some of that stuff, just to have some variety. I like using a lot of items. Items are fun. I like playing around with different strategies with them. But we have become Nioh the podcast again.
We have become Nioh the podcast again.
We've become Nioh.
The game is
podcast.
so good.
It is a good game.
And next week we're going to do nothing but... I know next week you're going to talk about Nier, and I'm going to talk about Horizon, and hopefully Hollow will be back, and I think he's picking up Horizon.
I assumed he was. It sounded like he was. But,
he sounds really hype on that game. Like, the last time he was on the podcast, he sounded like he was really hype on that game.
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah, and I'm sure I might grab it at some point. I mean, what else do we have after that? We have Switch next week as well on Friday.
Right, which comes with Zelda.
Which comes with Zelda.
Yes.
We have...
Mass Effect after that.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that is, like, almost out already.
Yep,
that
March 28th.
Fucking blows my mind. I might have to make some room in the schedule for that, honestly.
Mass Effect will be the game I buy after Zelda, but probably won't be a day one purchase for me.
Okay.
Because I do want to get through Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda before I pick up anything else.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, there's not many enemies in this game that I just outright hate, but I do outright hate the guys who play the fucking mandolins and summon spirits nonstop.
Just shoot them in the head.
I do. Sometimes I have to find them, though, which is, like, super frustrating because they're spawning fucking player characters and stupid horse shit. Anyway.
My least favorite enemies in that game are the Dwellers. I fucking hate the Dwellers.
So, are you hyped for Mass Effect after Zelda? I don't think we've talked much about it, honestly. Because I was super hyped for Mass Effect 1 and 2. I didn't have a console when the third one came out, and I never ended up playing it, even though I have it sitting on my shelf. Because I bought it at one point, I was like, I want to play through all of the games again, and finish the third with my own character. So I played halfway through with the first one, and then I got tired.
So Mass Effect. We can talk about Mass Effect a little bit. I love Mass Effect.
I love the first two.
The first one I loved. I fell in love with it. It reminded me of Knights of the Old Republic, which was the whole reason I picked up Mass Effect in the first place. It's like, oh, it's made by the dudes that do, Knights of the Old Republic. Want to pick this game up. Jade Empire, and it's sci-fi, and it's like a choose your own adventure. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I had no idea about it tying into like 2 and 3 at that moment in time.
I didn't know too much about it at the time either, but it was fun on its own, regardless.
Right, and I played through the first game and I really loved it, and then the second game, I loved the second game. I think the second game is the best in the series. I hated that they dumbed down the RPG elements, but I was like really hype on it, and I loved the side quest stuff, the way that they did side missions and side quests, and finding the party members throughout. I thought that was a really cool way of doing it. I thought the way that they took away your powers was a really cool way of doing it by killing you off at the very beginning of the game and then like having to rebuild you basically.
Yeah, it was an interesting concept.
That was really cool. 3, I hunted for the ones that they launched from space with the GPS.
Oh yeah. Was that a thing? I was so out of the loop at that point.
It was a thing. I hunted around when they
They launched geocaches from space and had people hunting for them?
Yeah, you could have gotten Mass Effect 3 like 2 weeks early if you found the caches.
That's legitimately
copies
pretty
of Mass
cool.
Effect 3 in it. Played through most of Mass Effect 3, and then the giant backlash about the ending started.
Which it sounds like you didn't really care that much about.
I didn't care. I cared, but I was on the side of the publisher. I was on the side of the developer. I was on BioWare's side. I was like, why are these gamers being entitled douchebags? It's you wouldn't tell if a TV series ended badly, you wouldn't write a petition, hey, change the ending of this TV series. If a book ended poorly, you wouldn't write a petition that said, hey, change the ending of this book. If a painting that you were looking forward to, like, hey, there's this new painting coming out, and it came out and you hated it, you wouldn't be like, yo, here's a petition, make a better painting.
It's it's a super funny concept, actually.
Right?
So fucking hype for this painting.
So I was really mad at people for being like, yo, this art form that hundreds of people, this piece of art that hundreds of people had worked on, this story that someone wrote, you were unhappy with the ending, so we're going to throw a bitch fit about it. And not just complain about it, which I'm fine with. If you want to complain that the ending's bad, that's fine with me. But don't, they tried to sue them. They wrote petitions to have them change
Did they try to sue?
Yeah, people tried to sue them.
I heard of them doing like ridiculous things. I didn't know it got that bad.
People sent death threats, and I was like,
oh my gosh.
How are you doing this because of somebody's art? Like criticizing art is okay, but you're taking it a little too far. You can criticize art, but you can't tell somebody, hey, I don't like that, change that. It really made me hate most vocal gamers in the world, and I continued to play until BioWare caved and changed the ending, and then I refused to play through the rest of Mass Effect 3. On principle. Okay. I was like, I will not finish this game now. I will not finish this game because it's the vocal minority of the gaming community threw a hissy fit, and mommy caved and bought him the new toy. And that set a really bad precedent that we still see today in games. Like, we still feel the repercussions of the Mass Effect 3 ending bullshit in games today.
Where do you see that in games specifically? Not disagreeing, just where in particular do you think that's felt?
Look at like the Nintendo Switch stuff. This console's not for me. Nintendo sucks. Not for me. Nintendo, you should make a better console. I think Nintendo should totally make a better console. Nintendo, you screwed up. Here's a petition that Nintendo should go back to their roots. Is
that a thing that people have been doing now too?
It's a total thing. The Mass Effect 3 ending opened the door for this flood of entitled gamers to come through. Look at the review, look at review scores for one. Like, that's a big place that you see it these days. Like, if a game that you're looking forward to is coming out and a reviewer gives it a lower score than you think it should get, and you haven't played it yet, you feel that you are entitled to then berate that reviewer for giving it a lower score. Like, it totally opened the floodgates for all of these, what I call baby or entitled gamers. And it pisses me off. And Andromedon, am I excited for it? I was. It's kind of died down a bunch because Horizon looks like a better game in my opinion. I'm interested to see what they do with the story. I'm interested to create a character again and jump back into the world. I'm really afraid that it's going to be like Mass Effect, 1.5, where it's like, oh, it's in a different star system, but it's pretty much the same game.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want. I'm ready for Mass Effect to evolve and become something better. I've played Mass Effect 1 through 3. I'm ready for something slightly different. And I was reading a bunch of the hands-on time that the press got, and a lot of them were like, oh, it feels like Mass Effect.
Which I guess is okay.
It's okay, but that's not really what I want. Like, I want it to evolve a little bit. Put back some of those RPG elements that mainstream is okay with these days.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. I have pretty similar opinions of the whole Mass Effect thing, just because, yeah, it's a fucking mess, and people shouldn't get mad at a game story that they don't like and write a petition. And, I can kind of understand why people would maybe get upset because they played so long with some particular type of character and they want to see all their actions played out towards the end in some way, but I don't think it's that important to the point that you have to make petitions and start rallying against this company. I don't know. It's still technically their chance to, or it's still their decision to write the story how they want, and they can do that, and it's just a fucking shit show. It's one of the reasons why it's hard to get games taken seriously these days, because of stuff like that.
But my biggest thing with the people that come out and are like, oh, I wanted to see, the end of Mass Effect 3, I wanted to see all my choices come to a head. Yeah. Mass Effect 3, you see all your choices come to a head. Mass Effect 3, the game, throughout the game, you see the choices that you have made throughout the game affect things here and there. Stuff about the genophage, stuff with Tali, stuff, with the Tali and the Armada. There's so much stuff that gets wrapped up throughout the game that people are all like, oh no, I wanted like a pretty little bow cutscene at the end that wraps everything up. And it's like, but everything gets wrapped up throughout. What do you want them to be like, hey, good job, everything's awesome?
Everything is awesome. Yeah,
still, by the way, I still have yet to spoil the ending of Mass Effect 3 for myself. I have no idea what happens at the end of that game.
Well, apparently it's not going to be that important according to the new game and how it's totally different and takes place in a different galaxy. So you're fine there, I think.
But what was I reading? That you get to choose what sex Shepard was at the beginning of Andromedon, which means that at some point Shepard will get mentioned.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to play into the timeline of everything. It seemed like it was somewhat separate, but I mean, as someone who never played Mass Effect 3, I'm excited to play another sci-fi adventure story like this. I mean, the first two felt basically like Star Trek. It's basically what Mass Effect is basically Star Trek, which is fine. With more guns. With more guns and with humans being much less evolved than all of their counterparts in the galaxy. Instead of it being like mutual among a bunch of different races like Star Trek is. But it's basically Star Trek, which is fine. That is a compliment. Like the first two games, like you really liked. I mean, the second one is definitely the best one. I was definitely upset about some of the RPG stuff they took out of it. But I think one of the most one of the most upsetting things for me, I was one of the people who actually liked the Mako and liked driving it around, even though it was kind of dumb. But I actually like the idea that you can go to random planets and just like start running around on them. That fucking blew my mind in college that you could just do that. And people were so upset about the Mako that they literally took out space exploration altogether and they replaced it with mineral scanning. Which
I love scanning.
Oh no, scanning is the worst.
I loved scanning.
One of the fucking most horrendous things. I hated it. Once you
knew how to do it, it was so easy to just hoard billions of elements.
And that's why it's dumb. Like I so did good. It. I got all the elements, and all my characters were super and crazy high leveled for the final mission, and nobody died.
Yeah.
Which is a surprisingly easy modifier. It's not even based on choices or anything. It's just, did you do all of the side quests? Yes. Okay, everybody lives. You're fine.
No. You have to make sure you send the right people to the right mission.
Oh, all right. Well,
if you send like the shield, you have to send Jack to the shield to hold the shield with her psionic powers. But if you send Morden to the shields instead, Morden will just die.
Well, Morden doesn't have psionic powers, though, right?
No, but you could be. But
it's not mind-blowingly difficult. Is my thing. Like I can get that, but like, obviously I send her to the fucking shields because she's the best psionic you have.
Yeah, exactly. But Morden couldn't use this tech to keep them up. That was the thing. It was like, oh, you can send Morden and he can use tech to keep them up, or you can send Jack and she can hold it with her psionic powers. And I was like, no, Jack's a fucking crazy bitch. Send her to the shields.
Yeah, dude, send Jack. If anyone still has questions, send Jack. Let's just say that much. But I never got to play the third, as I mentioned, because I didn't have a console at the time, and was excited to try to play through it again, but I couldn't just pick up 3. Like, mentally, I couldn't do it. I had to play through with my character, because that was my character, and I had to do it that way. And then I got halfway through the first one and was like, this is going to take forever. and I just lost. I just lost enthusiasm because it was going to be a billion hours. But I mean, the upside is that obviously I saw a lot of the shit that went down with Mass Effect 3. I wasn't into games as much at that point, but I saw what was going on. I'm just excited to play another space exploration, sci-fi, adventure kind of game again.
Well, you got to do that. You played No Man's Sky.
I do like No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I know you do. You're the one person in the world that likes No Man's Sky.
I feel like some people do. I feel like there's still some people out there who do, but they were. I mean, there's not many. Obviously, most people were kind of taken in by the kind of ridiculous, like advertisement and whatnot. I just wanted to explore space, and I kind of got that. But anyway, this isn't about No Man's Sky, because No Man's Sky isn't fucking Star Trek.
It's more Star Trek than Mass Effect is.
No, Mass Effect is totally just Star Trek. But I also like games with really cool stories and stuff, which is one of the reasons why I love Mass Effect so much. I felt like the stories were really good in the first two.
I think EA missed a huge opportunity, but by not releasing an HD Mass Effect collection last holiday season.
You know, I was just talking to some people about that earlier, that it was shocking that they don't release... EA doesn't seem to do that with any of their games. Like, they didn't do that with Mass Effects. I would honestly pick one up if they did it for Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, because I never played 3, but I'd be super happy to buy 1 and 2 again in HD format. Those are like some of my favorite horror games ever. But they haven't done that for Mass Effect, and I'm kind of curious why. But as I mentioned, not playing 3, playing some No Man's Sky, just really, really hungering for like a BioWare-style sci-fi adventure again. I guess maybe it's because I was not akin to a lot of what happened with everything around 3. Like I said, I knew it was going on, and I was kind of paying attention a little bit, but it wasn't like I wasn't a part of it. Just makes me excited to play Andromeda again and see what they do. It's kind of a nostalgia thing, I guess, but I'm pretty excited, which is why I'm thinking of maybe I should pick it up day one. But, well, maybe I'll wait for reviews just because, and not do the pre-order thing because pre-orders and shit. But I am excited, and I'm debating right now whether I should get that or Horizon Zero Dawn. I guess I'll hear what you guys say about Horizon. It just seems like it's so weird to me. Maybe it's because of the circles that I run in when it comes to like talking about games, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people are really talking about Mass Effect to me. I mean, do you feel that like that's the case, or is it just the people that I'm talking to? Do you think? Or maybe there's just so many games coming out right now, people can't pay attention to that one too.
I think the biggest problem with Mass Effect is it hasn't been marketed properly.
Yeah, I don't really see a lot of marketing at all, almost. I mean, there have been releasing some cool videos about gameplay stuff that I've been watching that are kind of cool. I like the way combat works, even though it's not that RPG-ish. It looks like it'll be fun, but not like advertisements or anything, or like I barely know much about this game, and it's coming out in a month. I don't know.
My big thing was two E3s ago, they showed concept art for Mass Effect.
It did.
And then this past E3, they showed like a short little clip of like a whoever the new Shepard is at a console.
Yeah.
And then they showed a little bit more gameplay at the Game Awards, which nobody watches anymore. And then it's been like, so, like, in my brain, this game still isn't coming out for a while.
Yeah.
Like, that's my biggest thing, is, like, for me, it doesn't feel like this game comes out in a month. For me, I'm like, oh, this is a game that I'll be playing this holiday season, probably. I'll see more about it at E3. But that's not how it is. This game comes out in a fucking month.
Yeah, I guess we will see. I mean, that was kind of what happened with the first one for me. Like, I didn't even really know it was coming because there was so much going on at that time. I mean, that was literally the same holiday season that BioShock 1 dropped. So, was not paying attention to it, and then it ended up coming out and was amazing. But I guess we'll see. I don't know.
I
Let
think
us
it's gonna
let
be.
us
I think it's
know.
gonna be a great game. Don't get me wrong. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
get good reviews. I think lots of people are gonna like it. I just think that and I think this is actually a good thing for the game, and I think it's a good thing for the gaming industry is that there isn't a shit ton of hype behind it.
See, well, and I get that. That's perfectly legitimate. My worry is that they're gonna release the game, and it's gonna be a really good game, and not that many people are going to buy it for various reasons. Maybe because they marketed it bad, as you said. But I'm just worried that another good game is going to be kind of just passed over, and then they're not going to give us any more Mass Effect because EA is just bad with how they handle the companies they own. Excuse me.
I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that this game's going to drop. The reviews are going to drop. It's going to get high nines. It's probably going to review better than Horizon.
See, I fucking hope not. If it's just because it's Mass Effect, but
it's not because it's Mass Effect. It's probably going to review better because it's BioWare.
BioWare
makes great. They're like the rock star of RPGs.
They were.
That they still are. Name a bad BioWare RPG.
I wouldn't say bad. It definitely seems like people are unhappy with some of their more recent games, and people have felt like EA is kind of stepping in. That's what I've seen. I haven't played a lot of their recent games, honestly. I guess a lot of people like Dragon Age Inquisition, but I was playing. There were so many other games that year, I never touched it, and now it's on sale for $15. Actually, I thought about grabbing it.
That's a really good game. I love Dragon Age Inquisition, and that was that was BioWare's last game.
All right. Maybe I'll have to check it out then. Is it an action RPG? How does Dragon Age Inquisition play? This is such a random question, but I never RPG. I literally didn't see anything about it when it came out because I just didn't care at the time.
It is very much an action RPG. It plays like Mass Effect except with swords and magic.
Okay, see, I like that because I hated the first Dragon Age because I thought it had a terrible combat system, but that is me.
Just don't play Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. Don't play Dragon Age 2.
Don't play Dragon Age 2. What else do we have coming out? By the way, Nier Automata doesn't come out the same week as Horizon Zero Dawn. It comes out the week after.
I was pretty sure it was the 28th.
7th of March.
Let me double check that because it's.
And
initial release date February 20. Shit. Why would you put the initial release date as the release date on Wikipedia? That's bullshit.
I don't know.
That's
and then
stupid.
Mass Effect's the 21st.
February 23rd in Japan. Oh shit. Okay, well.
Oh, so it came out today in Japan.
Came out today in Japan. Stupid fuckers.
And then we have Persona 5 at the beginning of April.
Do we? Oh shit,
April
we
4th.
do. Is Persona's April 4th? I thought it was like June.
No, April 4th. Persona 5, April 4th.
Well, so
coming out on PS3 and PS4.
This is the most annoying enemy ever. Shit. So wait, is there a lull after Persona? Because I'm trying to remember like all the games that are coming out.
Ukulele is after that.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to check out some Ukulele. As someone who loved Banjo, the first one, way back in the day.
Praise at the beginning of May.
Oh, that's right. Fucking that game looks amazing.
And then the week after that's Injustice 2, which I'm kind of excited for.
I'm excited for it. I really hope it does better than the first one because the first one deserved to do a lot better than it did, as far as people playing it and as far as staying power. And this one looks like it has some fucking fantastic characters.
What do we got after that? Then the rest of May is okay, and then June, the last day of June, we get the Crash Bandicoot Remaster trilogy,
which could be cool.
I'll wait till that's like $20. And then we have nothing July, September announced yet, or August, or October. December we have Shenmue 3.
December we supposedly have Shenmue 3.
Yes.
I'll believe it when I see it, you know?
And then what else do we have? Like, we have Mario coming at some point.
Some point, like in the fall, allegedly.
Cuphead should be coming at some point.
Cuphead should be coming. Cuphead should have come like a year ago, and it has a super vague release date of eventually. I don't know. I thought it was going to drop like by March of this year, but shows what I know about indie games and their timing.
The big news is supposedly Kingdom Hearts 3 is this year at some point.
Allegedly, yeah, which would also be cool. I guess we'll see.
I'm looking. Nidhogg 2 is this year.
Oh yeah! Did you ever play the first Nioh?
I did because you told me to.
Games were really good. Game was ridiculous.
Ni no Kuni 2 is later this year.
I have not gone to the game night at the Foundry in a very long time, which is the first place I got to play Nidhogg. I should do that.
We have Red Dead Redemption 2 still to look forward to.
I keep forgetting because they were like, hey, it's coming, and then they're not going to give us anything until it comes, I guess.
South Park, The Fractured But Whole is supposed to be coming still this year.
I thought that was summer.
They pushed it back again. It was supposed to be like April, and they pushed it back again.
God fucking damn it. Yeah, I just remember they were like, it's not coming out Q1, it's coming out some point later in the year. And then we just haven't really heard much of anything.
The Destiny sequel is supposed to be coming out this year.
Oh shit, that's right, they're working on that. Jeez, alright.
I'm looking.
I can't believe Destiny 2 is already coming out. Like, that's a thing that is happening.
It seems to be everything that's coming out. That's looking forward to. And then we have Bethesda doing another press conference pre-E3 this year, so we could be getting another Elder Scrolls game come November.
Oh yeah, man! If we got another Elder Scrolls, this holiday season is just going to be a shit show of good games. It's going to be out of control.
I will be really, really happy if Bethesda comes out and does what they did with Fallout 4 for new Elder Scrolls.
See, I would be happy if they did that next year, because it's like, no, there's tons of stuff coming out already. Obviously, people love Elder Scrolls, but like, just give it some time. Just there's so many games already. I don't know, but I honestly think they may need another year if they are working on 6, because I think Last Word was like a year or two ago, and they didn't have any plans for it. So I would be pretty surprised if they kind of rushed it out like that. Well, maybe not rushed, but
Bethesda also said like 2 years ago that they had no plans for Fallout 4.
Is that true though? I feel like they were hinting at it for like a long time.
No, they came out and were like, "Hey, we have no plans to make a Fallout 4," and then it was like. About what, like a month before E3, the rumors of Fallout 4, they're gonna show Fallout 4, and then we were like, yes, they're gonna show Fallout 4, and then they showed Fallout 4, and we were like, Fallout 4, when's it coming? And I was like, November, and then they were like, it's coming November, and we were like, holy shit.
Oh, jeez.
There's two people that you don't trust in the gaming industry, like when it comes to we're not working on stuff. You don't trust what David Jaffe says. And you don't trust what Bethesda says.
I feel like there's a few people you also don't trust, but...
I mean, when it comes to releases, when they say they're not working on something. Because David Jaffe was his big notorious thing is, no, we're not working on a new Twisted Metal. No, we're not working on a new Twisted Metal. E3 came out on the ice cream truck that year.
Yeah. That guy's crazy.
He's a terrible game designer, too.
I mean, no comment.
No comment.
No comment.
So, like, this year is going to be... This is huge. Like, we have 2 months that I feel like we're getting slammed with games. And it starts with Horizon, and then we just get slammed after slammed after slammed with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, Mass Effect for me is probably going to have to wait till now after Persona.
Yeah.
Like, Mass Effect comes out on the 21st, Persona comes out on April 4th. Like, if I get Mass Effect, I'm gonna want to throw myself into Mass Effect. It's not a game like Horizon where it sounds like it plays like Far Cry, where when I'm not really feeling Zelda, I can jump in and do some side stuff. Like, Mass Effect, I'm gonna want to play Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And Persona, I'm gonna want to play Persona. And just play Persona.
And just play Persona.
So, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Games,
guys. They're a big deal. Games. Is the hand cannon? Are hand cannons any good? I've never actually used them.
I make sure that I have a hand cannon ammo all stocked, because if they're wearing a helmet or if they're a big dude, you can make them fall to the ground and do a finisher on them.
Oh, nice. Okay. Fuck around.
All right, let's wrap up this episode. If you guys want to get in touch with us, you can send us an email to podcast@gamingdeath.com. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/gamingdeath. You can like us on Facebook. Send us an email to podcast@gamingdeath.com. Go over to geekyantics.net for more awesome podcasts just like this one. Remember, guys, go over to Groomly Care. That's Groomly, GROOMLYCARE.com for all your beard needs. And remember, we're live every Thursday night at 9:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/gamingdeath. That's going to do it for tonight. I'm Chris.
I'm Kyle.
Have a good night, everybody.
See you guys.
And we out. All right. Chat, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week.